So we're just going to jump right into table topics with here Rahman.
Yes. Okay, today's theme is about taxes, but my entire table topics is not about taxes, because not everyone knows a lot about taxes. So this has to do with two things. It's about people and the taxes. So a lot of people tell lies, and people tell lies all the time, but some lies are better than other lies. I want you, Tyler, to tell what is the best lie you have given and gotten away with.
All right. Indeed. All right. What is the best lie I've gotten away with?
The biggest and best.
The biggest and best. All right. Well, in consulting, this is something that you're going to have to be really good at going to any client. Because you're going to be going to other clients, different organizations, big companies, small companies, and you're going to be going in saying, I am an expert in this. And they'll be like, okay, here is a huge budget of, say, hundreds of thousands of dollars to have a team walk in and help integrate a new system into their company, a new software into their company, or maybe just wipe out something altogether and just start from scratch. So when you're consulting, you're going to have to go in there and say, all right, I'm an expert in SQL, I'm an expert in Java. And then over just maybe one weekend or just 1 week, you just have to learn everything. Just through lynda.com or just Googling random courses online, and then that's how you can learn everything. So it sounds kind of crazy that there's such a job like this, but surprisingly enough, when you go out into the real world, you start doing internships, start doing full-time jobs, you start to realize how little everything is really put together. A lot of things is just, a lot of people don't really know what's happening. And a lot of people are just trying to figure it out on the spot. And that's how it is sometimes. It'd be like that sometimes, you know. So that's what I would say my whole job is just making sure I'm a good liar and then learning to fake it and then become what I'm trying to fake eventually. Maybe.
That was a very good take on the question. I was assuming someone would have done like a meta lie, so lie about lying, and then tell everybody in the end that they were actually lying, and then that would have been the biggest lie, because you got an entire crowd of people to believe you. But let's go to the next topic. The next topic is money and taxes. Everybody likes money. You like money, but so does Uncle Sam. I'm assuming you all know who Uncle Sam is. Okay, yes, the government. But nobody likes to give away money in taxes. In this scenario, you are a criminal mastermind, and you are going to get away with not paying taxes on millions of dollars. But the question is, how do you do it? And what do you do with the extra money? Serena Sang? Serena Sang.
Yes, sorry, I'm placing business.
And you would, okay, Vanale Pipala, you are up.
Thank you. Thank you very much. For last week I discussed how you should talk to your 4-year-old about divorce, murder, and financial fraud with dealing with insurance. Today I'd like to discuss with you all how to get away with avoiding Uncle Sam's control on your taxes. It's currently happening right now. It's actually through these islands like the Cayman Islands and Swiss banks where you can actually shift that money to those secret accounts and you can base yourself stating that you're a citizen or your company is based in that particular region or area. So you can actually do it today. Now, if you're a millionaire, you can afford those lawyers to ensure that you don't go to prison. But if you're earning maybe less than $100,000 a year, I would not advise you to do that. Now, what could be a good way, good in the sense that, this is actually pretty bad, good in the sense that maybe you can get away with the defense that you didn't know that you were cheating your taxes. I mean, they need to have proof that you knew that you were cheating on your taxes. This could lead you to have a plea bargain that could just have some community service at the end of the day. So in a way, by evading your taxes, you're actually helping your community because you will get community service hours and you're able to help the local homeless shelter or even just helping out the local garden, but at the same time, you're just spending more money that could be going to the government, but for your family. So by evading taxes, you're helping the community, you're helping your family, and overall, you're helping yourself. Isn't that the meaning of life at the end of the day? You gotta love yourself before you love others.
that leaves a lot to think about. But one thing I was thinking about, and I've actually read into this,
Yes.
I think to claim innocence for tax evasion, you have to be below the age of 16. So by claiming innocence, you might not be able to get away in that case.
I didn't know that, see?
No
There you
worries.
go.
Okay,
Declare to be innocent.
There you go. Community service.
next point. Everybody, like I said, still wants money, right? But a lot of people aren't millionaires, and sometimes you don't get a job. In that case, you have to sell things and sell stuff. Ben Barrett. Sell
Can I
us,
be picked?
Yeah.
I'm doing a roll. Okay.
sell us this device and tell us why we should buy it.
Okay. So this device looks like it's just a piece of wood. And you would think it's just a piece of wood, but really it holds a magical power. It holds the power to start and stop Toastmasters meetings. And usually only the president can wield it at the end, right, to stop a meeting. So right now, this is for sale. Anyone who wants to be Toastmasters president and wants to decide when the meeting can end can get this. So do I have any volunteers? Anyone have a starting price? $10? $100?
5 cents.
5 cents? Ooh, okay, we're starting there. Anyone else?
I'll give you my tax evasion tip.
Tax evasion? What did you say?
7.
7.
$1.
Oh, $1. Oh. But yes, this item right here is very special and important. It's passed down through the generations of Toastmasters. So buy this today.
As all of y'all know, today is April 15th, which means it is the last day to get tax returns. If you have not done it by now, then you probably will not be getting them. But in this case, you just got your tax returns back. Unfortunately, you are not a millionaire, so you only got a measly $2,000. What do you do with this money? Fahim Salewala, you're up.
$2,000. I don't know about you guys, but as a broke college student, 2,000 is almost $1 million for me. I can do a lot of things. Start with, I can hit a Bolton more often than anything. Dining hall, amazing. 2,000, you get a whole semester with the all-you-can-eat buffets every day, any time of the day. That's just one of them. It's where to start. But 2,000, ooh, what else would I do? Ooh, maybe more than Bolton. I would think about renting a yacht. Not anywhere, but all the way to Antarctica. It's been a while since I've been there. Well, not a while. I've never been there. But I want to go there, and I feel like it's a place, time to start. And say if I were to get this yacht, I could go there, see these penguins that are like the new hype, you know, with Happy Feet and Happy Feet 2. They're like the latest trend. And I know you guys think it's kind of like old, 5, 10 years old, but you guys are old. The movie's still new, is what I'd say. But thank you.
Okay, everybody knows a picture is worth 1,000 words. But what if I
told him my name was Zach. Thank you.
Somehow your topic just coincidentally happens to relate to my next question. Somehow. I don't know if it's coincident or not. But everybody tends to forget. It's a known fact. 100% of people forget things. Am I allowed to choose one of our honored guests?
Absolutely.
What would you do in a hypothetical scenario when you have forgotten someone's name and you're talking with them in the conversation and you need to find out the name? Now, in this case, you're a very creative person. What do you do? Welcome onto the stage. And your name was?
My name is Laura
Laura.
Olson.
Okay.
So thank you, Mr. Table Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. I actually have this occur every day at work. I work in a building with 1,700 people, One of my job responsibilities is to do new hire orientation. I get to greet the new people, spend half a day with them, tell them all about what it's like to work at ADP, what a wonderful place it is. And these people will come up to me weeks later in the cafeteria. It's like, hey Laura, how's it going? And it's like, who is this person? So I try to mentally think because they have name tags. But if not, I will come up with things maybe like sunshine or something that applies to them, but some way so they do not know that I do not know their name. Or if I happen to know someone that's sitting by me that knows their name, I will casually ask them, what is their name? And what's even worse, finally someone told me yesterday, after I said hi to her, or excuse me, Friday after I said hi to her, said, do you know for the last year you've been calling me by the wrong name? I'm like, oh my word. Guess what? I will never forget her name. So that is what I try not to misspeak by people's names. However, sometimes I do it, and then I just graciously apologize and move on about my name. Mr. Table Toastmaster.
Good job. I can relate to what has happened to you. I've done that too. Once, this is back in high school. His real name was Carlos, right? But I would call him Zach for some reason. Coincidentally. But it's because his last name was Zachary. And then I would always call him Zach, and nobody else called him Zach. And I was like, what's going on? And then he was a really nice guy, but he was quiet. So on the last day, he gave me a graduation note. He was one of the few people I got a graduation note from. And he told me, he was like, he'd been calling me. And I felt so bad. I'd been calling the wrong name the entire time. And he only told me in a letter. So I did write him a letter back, and then I explained to him that I knew his correct name, Carlos, right? It was a rolling R. So I got that done. But let's move on to the next stage of table topics. This is a storytelling part. It has to do with taxes and murder mystery. You're curious. Am I allowed to choose you, or are you?
Yes.
Okay, this is the scenario. The front door burst open, but who would step in? But, ... You fill in the story from that point on. Linda Rogers, okay.
The front door burst open, and it was tax time, and it's a murder mystery, right? Those are my parameters.
Yes.
There was a knock at the front door, and then it burst open, and in came the IRS. And they said, so-and-so is dead. And in that person's hand were your tax returns for 2018. And across it, written in blood with a fingernail, was Linda. These forms have taken us to you, and we want to know how you know this person who is now deceased, and how you are going to convince us of your innocence. I immediately said, those are my husband's tax forms. They do not belong to me. Yes, I know my name is also on this as the second person, but you know, since the second person is not the first person, and you need to talk to my husband first, but I'm sorry, he's in New York City working, and you won't be able to get a hold of him. And then after he works in New York, he's going to go to Boston, and he's going to run a marathon. So if you want to talk to him, you will have to put on your running shoes and your sweats and your rain gear, and you will know to go to Boston and find my husband. And I am not answering any of your questions. Thank you.
That was a phenomenal answer. We're going to continue with this theme of murder mystery and tax documents. The storyline goes as is. Well, I'm going to repeat call someone because it seems everybody has already spoken. So we have a few more minutes to tax.